Trojan family, Trojan gang. What it do, y'all? What it do, y'all? It's Mr. Fight On Forever is in the building. You hear me? Now, one of my subscribers, shout out to you, reminded me I was going to tell y'all some nasty business that I heard about D'Anton Lynn off the field that would be so damning to his reputation and our reputation at USC that I couldn't even share it with y'all. It was during recruiting season. I didn't want to hurt recruiting. It was all positive light around USC. I didn't want to start no negative off the field momentum, right? It's Trojan gang or don't bang. But guess what? A month later, now D'Anton Lynn, he no longer a USC Trojan. So his treasons and grievances and his negative energy, right, ain't gonna cast aspersions on USC. So now I could tell y'all, oh man. All right, look, I'm finna just get straight into it, right? So y'all remember the UCLA game. I think it was a UCLA game, and we had all them recruits. It was like the last big recruiting visit. We wanted to put that bow on that recruiting class, right? So we had a big class. I think like 30 kids came out to visit USC. I'm talking about 26 class and 27 class. I think a 28 class snuck in there too. I'm not sure, right? But one of the parents of these kids was talking to D'Anton Lynn. So they talking to D'Anton Lynn, you know, talking about USC, the players, the team, how things going and whatnot. And one of the parents asked D'Anton Lynn, why did he think the defense struggled this year and didn't make that jump and improvement like so many projected, right? You know, we had guys coming in the transfer portal, kids making a second season in this system. That's when the D'Anton system supposed to take off, right? That second year in it where you got experience and you ain't thinking and you just playing, right? That's when you're supposed to take that next step. Well, D'Anton Lynn told this parent that the reason why the defense struggled is because the players is dumb and he keep telling them what to do and they don't know how to apply it. They don't know how to do it, right? They can't learn his system. They low IQ players, right? He tell them to do the right thing and they do the wrong. They just can't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like they low IQ. That's what he said about our players to the parent of a recruit that hadn't even signed the letter of intention yet. Right? So I couldn't share that with y'all. And that parent told another parent, I told another parent, right? To the point it got back to the current parents on the players on the team. So as a DC, as USC, first of all, as a player, we already know, first of all, D'Anton Lynn, we already know he uninspiring. I mean, he couldn't inspire a lion to eat a wounded zebra, a starving lion at that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't 80 days. His personality is like AI or something, right? So the only way he can inspire somebody is through respect, right? And showing that you truly care about the player, right? Care about the kid, the young man, and you want what's best for them and gonna do what's best for them. You can't inspire and motivate them first if your personality is like Chat GPT, AI, right? No fire within you at all. And these players know you think less of they mental. It's one thing if you tell a player, oh, you ain't that fast. You need to be faster, or you ain't that strong, or, you know what I'm saying? Your discipline out there. You know, it's another thing when you attack a man's IQ. You know what I'm saying? You could call me fat. You could call me skinny. That's one thing. But when you say I'm slow and low IQ, that's a whole nother thing, right? So D'Anton Lynn, he couldn't face these players. He couldn't face this locker room. And the word got all the way back around to D'Anton Lynn that these kids on the team, they parents know that you think they done. So every player that we wonder why ain't playing, or whoop-de-whoop, wop, or the defense and blow play this, yeah, the coach thinking it's always their fault. All because you retarded. You don't know the system. You know what I'm saying? You can't learn. You don't get it. Right? So how you think parents gonna feel? Oh, it's time to get up out of here. Time to get up out of here. Because you got a coach that don't believe in you. I've talked to so many recruits and they always say they want to go with their most most loved and appreciated, right? So this is the opposite of that. So D'Anton Lynn, he had to go once that word got out that he is willing to talk about his current players like that. Right? That he's willing to talk about his current players like that. As a parent, you might not want your son to go to a school like that and go play for a guy that will say that, even if it is true, right? Even if our kids is low IQ guys, you don't tell that to the parents of the recruits. And you don't tell them that. Because these are young men and you could lose the locker room. You tell them that in a different way. Hey, I need you to get in your playbook more. It's all mental with you. Forget the physical part, right? And I ain't saying he ain't did that or done that. But if you did that, then you need to continue doing that without galvanizing and ostracizing the kids. That's why we came out so uninspired every first half. It's like we came out uninspired every first half because we got a chat GTP AI for a defensive coordinator, right? Right. On top of that, he's not pulling out his best stuff because he think you too dumb to run it. Right. So we come out getting whooped in the first half. They uninspired because look who at the top of them. Right. And then they go into halftime and feel like they start playing for self. Like, forget that. We getting ran over. They own inspiration and motivation. Them kids became their own coach in the locker room and coached themselves up to be better defensively. Because D'Anton Lynn showed didn't do it. He showed and inspired the effort that they showed in the second half that they didn't have in the first half. Your coaches got a lot of fire up under your team, especially the defense. These players had to light their own fire. That's why our defense played better in the second half. If you go back and look, it wasn't too many big different adjustments that D'Anton Lynn made. No, them kids played harder. They just wasn't getting pushed back 5-6 yards down the field. Now, it's never an excuse for that. But I'm just saying, when you got a coach like D'Anton Lynn, you gonna come out uninspired. It's a possibility, right? It's a possibility, but I can't put it all on Lynn. But hey, when he said what he said, just like I said, the defense falls on the kids and the coaches. Everybody is responsible, right? Unless you got moved out of position and you play in a position that you don't even supposed to play. But besides that, everybody's responsible. But for you to go and say that the defense struggle because the players is dumb, you out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? That is clearly out of pocket. Lynn, that's your boy. That's your boy. Lynn crazy. Like, how could you even say that? Like, what kind of relationship you have with this pair where you think he wasn't going to at least tell his wife? Because that's what probably happened. He probably said, babe, or the wife heard and said, girl, guess what D'Anton Lynn said about the USC players? Like, that was tea. You know what I'm saying? And girl, and man, bro, you heard it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a bad look. He couldn't come back to USC, y'all. After that got out, the well is tainted. The well is tainted. He couldn't come back. And I bet you he felt that comfortable. It's like you got a friend and you know you a fake friend in them, but that being exposed because you done said something, it's out now. You feeling uncomfortable around them. Like, Lynn felt uncomfortable at USC. That's why he announced now to not even have to coach this game. He didn't even want to have to come and try to fake coach and fake inspire. Like, he know his words is falling on deaf ears. He know them players ain't listening to nothing he's saying. Like, if somebody think you dumb when they talk to you, you gonna be like, shut up. Like, somebody ain't listening to you. Coach Henry, what you was saying? Coach Belt, what you was saying? You know what I'm saying? They wasn't even listening to Lynn no more. Like, what? This jabroni, like, so he had to go. I'm telling y'all, he had to go. And the second thing, it ain't over. It ain't over, right? It ain't over. But it's the second thing that'll blow y'all mind that I said. I think I said it on 4th or 9. I don't know if I said it on Carter and Trojan Gang or Don't Bang, but I'm going to say it if you ain't heard it. D'Anton Lynn, another reason he leaving, right? Before I get to it, let me lay down the foundation. Another reason why D'Anton leaving. And this is in my opinion, right? This is his opinion. The first thing is the fact. He said that. But this right here is an opinion. Because we got all these freshmen coming in and we got a youth movement. And he feel like it take kids 2 years to learn his system. At least, cause so he don't want to start all over again. He predicted another struggling year. He predicted in his mind another roster full of players that don't know his system. Either they dumb or got low IQ, or they freshmen and inexperienced, right? So he didn't want to deal with that restart because he know from the outside looking in and even from the inside looking, right? Pressure was going to be on him. If USC came out and defense has struggled this third year, now he on the hot seat. He wanted to reset his coaching career and extend it, right? So guess what? That fall in line with all the new freshman players coming in, having to teach them the system. We going with a youth movement. We going to have a lot of young players starting mixed in with transfer portal dudes, right? So I also found out that the second unit defense, which is going to be a lot of players that are going to be playing in the bowl game, which is going to be a lot of players that are going to be starting next year or getting rotation just due to graduation, attrition, and development, right? Now these players are up next, and you thinking, okay, these players are second year in the system, going on the third year, right? They locked it low already. They been in the system. They should be ready to go. But no. Not how led do practice, right? So I found out that the second string USC defensive unit don't even run the same plays as the first unit. They got a whole different playbook. Like, they run I won't say a whole different scheme, but they don't even practice the same plays as the first string, right? So if a player go down injury or you need rotation because somebody fatigued, you calling in a backup that don't even know the plays. It's going to be his first time. I mean, he probably know the play, you know what I'm saying? But it's going to be his first time actually running it. He ain't practiced the play. It's one thing from knowing the play, what you got to do in the play. It's another thing for practicing that play and getting reps in that play, right? So you coming in second unit, you could be better than the first string, or you could just be better what you showing, but you look weak out there because you got to think instead of just being out there reacting, because D'Anton Lynn didn't even prepare you, and he know that. So next season come around, the same players that he didn't even prepare is gonna be like they freshmen in the system. He gonna have to teach them the playbook all over again. Got to get them new reps and running these new plays they ain't never ran before, even though they didn't been at this school under you as a DC for 2 or 3 years. But it plays in your playbook that they ain't even read, and it's they turn up to start and be in a rotation they ain't even prepared. So he already looking like, oh, this season gonna be bumpy, next season gonna be bumpy too. I'm losing all the experienced player, Eric Gentry, Anthony Lucas. I'm losing all these dudes. I got all these young dudes coming in and some transfer portals, and the young dudes that's here, I know they ain't ready because I wasn't even having them practice the plays. You know what I'm saying? What is wrong with that, jabroni? You know what I'm saying? Look, Lynn wasn't for us. Lynn ain't even for college football. He just don't even know it yet. He built for the NFL. Like he's not built. He's not built for college football. He damn sure ain't built for USC, man. So what y'all think, man? Let me know what y'all think in the comments about D'Anton Lynn calling our players, our Trojans, dumb. How about you dumb for playing players out of position, right? How about you dumb for moving Kamari to nickel, right? How about you dumb for having Devin Tompkins play nose tackle, the 3 tech, when he supposed to be out on the edge? You know what I'm saying? How about you dumb for trying to make Elijah Newby a defensive end when he weighed 220, right? How dare you try to make him a defensive end when we know that kid a linebacker, right? Stunt his development. How dare you? How dare you play Kevin Longstreet in the nickel in the beginning of the season ahead of Isaiah Rubin? Like, how about you're dumb? You know what I'm saying? But I see why. Because the backup players, you couldn't play them. You didn't prepare them. So we better off, USC fans. If we hire from within or we hire from outside, we better off. Trust me. I just couldn't be this hard and tell y'all this, cause the Sunshine Pumpers. It ain't gonna look. It will look good on USC. Like, you came across my thoughts and booked them in your register. You might not even want to go to USC as a defensive player, playing for D'Anton Lynn. If you heard the horror stories and I done heard, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about horror stories that I still ain't gonna share. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all think, man? What y'all think about this? Was Lynn crazy or not? And then, to tell y'all the truth before I end this video, I think when he told them parents that the kids was dumb, he already had clocked out and was ready to go. Because of everything I said, the youth movement that's coming in, how we gonna get into the transfer portal, how he didn't prepare the second string, and how he basically just lost the locker room. He can't even look them kids in his face. I don't think he really wanted to go to Penn State, even though it's his alma mater, and leave L.A., because why he didn't leave last year? Why he didn't leave last year? And his wife, ain't she from Long Beach or San Bernardino? I know she don't want to go back to Happy Valley just because he played college ball there. Nah, D'Anton Lynn went to Penn State, y'all. He went to Penn State, y'all, because he was uncomfortable at USC because he said these kids was dumb. And we got a youth movement coming in, and we gonna play a lot of youth. And he don't like playing young players, and he ain't confident they gonna be able to learn his system. He felt like his defense was gonna struggle again for USC this year, and that's why he left, y'all. That's why he left. I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. So until then, man, it's Trojan family, Trojan gang, and I'm gone.